So Virgos, the overall energy of your reading is the Two of Pentacles. Bit of confusion going along here. It's like highs and lows. This is about security and stability, possibly commitment. It's like some days you're like, yeah, this is good. And other days you're like, oh, I don't think so. You know, this isn't looking good at all. And it's like a roller coaster ride. And you've been on it. Up here in your highest energy is the Knight of Cups. It's all about a love offer. It's all about someone who had come in, they seem sincere about offering you a cup of love. So this is where the confusion lies. Whoever offered you that love offer, where's the commitment? Where's the security? Where's the stability? Okay, is it really sincere? I mean, you are really wondering about this now. Next to the Knight of Cups is the Devil. This is the card for Capricorn only because of the horns, okay? The energy of this card, toxic. It's being tied to someone who is tied to someone else. Well, that's what's going on. That's why you're so confused. That's why this commitment, the security and stability is having a problem existing in this relationship because there's toxic energy and there's bondage. So they're tied to someone or something else. Either they are or you are. Now, if you are still in love with someone and you're trying to start a relationship with someone else, that could be the problem too. Okay? This Devil card is right next to the Lovers. The Lovers, this is your guardian angels and spirit guides. And what they're trying to do is bring you together with a divine soulmate, someone you've been lovers with in another life. You might have a soul contract that you need to fulfill. Things may have ended too soon in another life. But this is the whole goal. Now look, there are two people in this card. There's three people or a third something in that card, which is toxic. So I'm kind of getting the feeling, see the Devil waving goodbye here? This could really be a sincere offer. There might be something that someone, it's either you or them, needs to let go of if you want this to work out. And they really could be a divine soulmate. So no wonder you're so confused. My goodness. I have the Nine of Swords right below the Knight of Cups and next to the Two of Pentacles. You're up in your head about this whole thing because, you know, you're all over the place. You don't know. Is this stable, unstable? Is this going somewhere, nowhere? You know, what's going on? So these swords of truth and clarity, these are your times alone. Like, it could be doing anything. It could be just when you're ready to go to bed, like the picture says. But these are your times alone, and these thoughts, they just start to creep in over and over. And you're really looking for the security here. I mean, the clarity here on what's going on in this relationship. And it has to do with this love offer. On the other side of all this confusion here, I have the Knight of Pentacles under the Lover's card. Yeah, they're very, very slow to committing. They're very, very slow to, you know, doing anything to make this relationship more grounded. So, slowest moving energy in the deck, the Knight of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Gives us 2 for Capricorns. So, yeah, this is where the confusion lies. If this is such a close relationship, what the heck's going on? Why can't you move further in this relationship? I have the Magician under the Nine of Swords. So there's the infinity symbol. That's a symbol of intuition and knowing. And you know that you have all the tools to make a relationship work. You also, what you might not know, is you have all the tools to manifest what it is that you want from life. You have that cup of love. You have that pentacle for security and stability, and that wand for fresh starts and new beginnings, and also that sword for truth and clarity. You have everything it takes to manifest just what it is that you want. And you do have the tools to make a relationship work, but you do know it takes two, right? So I have the Page of Wands next to the Magician. And under the Two of Pentacles, something's going to be said. Something's brewing from the bottom of your feet, and it's going to come out your mouth. It's all about moving forward, a fresh start, a new beginning. So are you going to move forward with them or without them? It has something to do with this Knight of Wands, because this Page of Wands is actually facing the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands is under the Knight of Pentacles. So whoever we're talking about runs in and out of your life. They're just not stable. They're not secure in your life. There is really no groundedness in this relationship. The Knight of Wands, they run in with the Staff of Fresh Starts and New Beginnings, or run out with the Staff of Passion. That's because there's something toxic. I really feel like this toxic, whatever it is really associated with them more than you. Now let's take out the second part of this reading and find out what else it is that we need to know. Okay, so Virgos, up here in your highest energy line next to the Lovers, there's that Five of Wands. There's a lot of stress, anxiety, confusion associated with this relationship. There could be a little bit of bickering going on. It's right next to the Eight of Swords. It is about the soulmate relationship. This is a soulmate relationship, but you know, there's something toxic associated with it right now. So you're feeling trapped in this relationship. It's like you have swords of truth. Remember, you got the Nine of Swords right here. This is the Eight of Swords. You have them all around you. It's just that you can't really see them. You're blindfolded. You're bound. Your feet aren't bound. Your mouth isn't bound. So this card is like an illusion. You can see the truth if you choose to see the truth. Okay. Also, all this bickering, you might be avoiding it. Like if you know the truth, there's going to be more and more bickering going on, more and more anxiety, more and more stress. So that might be why you're kind of blocking going there. But you can't stay in the Eight of Swords energy. No one can stay there forever. Well, there might be somebody, but nah, it's so rare. I have the Six of Pentacles next to the Eight of Swords. This is one of the swords you're not seeing. They're breadcrumbing you. They're barely feeding enough to this relationship to keep you in it. It throws your scales way off balance. It's like you give a lot more than they do to this relationship. That is toxic. Definitely toxic. That will definitely slow down the progression of a relationship. I have the Page of Swords right under the Five of Wands and right next to the Knight of Pentacles. So your sword's going up. You are starting to pay attention now. So you're starting to listen to what they say, see if you can trust what they say. You're starting to pay attention to their actions, and your sword is up. And you're in this mode here with this card that if you have to cut this relationship out, you will. I have the Queen of Cups right next to the Page of Swords, and the Queen of Cups is right under the Eight of Swords. This is water. This would be Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer that might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. But with the Queen of Cups, it's an emotional card. See all those swirly waters here? That's emotions. So what you're doing here is you're trying to peek in those little windows on the lid of the only cup in the deck with a lid on it, because that cup is full of answers to love questions. And so you have questions on your mind, and your mind is really on the love. And you're really wondering, hey, you know, it's things like, if they love me, why can't they come forward with a commitment, you know? Why can't they leave this other energy behind? Why this? Why that? There's a lot of swords of truth and clarity all around you, and you're looking into the cup. But what I'm getting here is pay attention to what is obvious, and go with that. This is where your answers are. You have a lot of your answers already. And so instead of trying to overanalyze the situation, a lot of it is already clear. I have the Five of Pentacles right next to the Queen of Cups and under the Six of Pentacles. So under all that breadcrumbing, next to trying to figure out what's going on here, is this love, is this not love, will this ever last, whatever. The Five of Pentacles is this feeling of being ghosted or being rejected, feeling alone, left out in the cold type energy. Now, this is what happens when you're being breadcrumbed. You do get this feeling of being rejected, like not being, treated fairly in a relationship here. So the breadcrumbing, that's what it's all about. It's not being treated fairly. It's not being an equal give and take relationship. And under the Page of Swords, I have the Empress. Now, the Empress is on the back side of the Knight of Wands and right under that Page of Swords. This is who you are, okay? Male or female. They're all male or female. You, if you're a parent, are a good parent. You are kind, you're loving, you're considerate, you're thoughtful, you're generous, and you have so many great qualities about being you, a person, a walking individual on the planet Earth, okay? So whoever you let into your life, whoever you want to spend the rest of your life with, must have a lot of those same qualities. So this is a reminder, the Empress, of who you are. You don't deserve an energy that runs in and out of your life. And you're becoming aware of that. You're getting in self-protection. You're starting to protect the person that you know that you are, and you know you deserve better. I have the King of Wands next to the Empress and under the Queen of Cups. Very mature energy. You're getting ready to move forward, like one way or another. You're holding on to a staff of fresh starts and new beginnings. With one hand, your hand is on the hip with the other hand. So you're getting ready to get up and move forward from this. This is fire, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius that might be strong in your chart or someone else's chart around this reading. Here's all the confusion. It's right under that Five of Pentacles and next to the King of Wands. The Seven of Cups. All those cups are the wrong cups. They all have something else in them that take precedence. And what I get the feeling is they have something else in their cup that's taking precedence over this relationship actually becoming the soulmate relationship that your guardian angels and spirit guides are trying to get worked out for you. But you know what? They also, now that I have the Judgment card that came out, these are your guardian angels and spirit guides too. They brought you this person. This is this lover, probably from another life. You've definitely known them from other lifetimes to be a soulmate. They were part of a spiritual lesson for you, and you're waking up to it. So this spiritual lesson is very important. And when you learn a spiritual lesson, they're so hard to get through. You're usually rewarded. So right now, it looks like you're just going through a spiritual lesson with somebody that is not really working out at this point. I do have some cards here. I'm going to pull one from the Law of Attraction, Esther and Jerry Hicks. It's affirmations from the universe. Excuse me. And so what I'm going to do, it may or may not have anything to do with the reading, but it's something the universe wants you to hear. So I'm going to shuffle these a few times. And then I'm going to cut and take out a card for your affirmation. One more shuffle. All right. Then we're going to cut them. This is a group of entities called Abraham that speak through Esther Hicks. I actually saw her in person many years ago. Okay, here we go. Here's your card. Right here. If I am resisting evil, I am attracting evil. Okay. So let's on the back is going to be exactly what Abraham said through Esther Hicks. If you are resisting anything, you are focused upon it, pushing against it and activating the vibration of it, and therefore attracting that which is like it. So what it's saying is, don't keep in your mind Oh, I don't want this toxic energy in my life anymore. All I ever do is get this toxic. I get these cups, these 7 of Cups every time I turn around. That's all I ever get. What you need to do is turn that around and start thinking about the good things. Okay, so don't activate the vibration of these energies you don't want in your life. Think about what you do want in your life. So just try, it's harder than it sounds. Turn it around to what you do want in your life. And here's the back side of the card. Actually, these are quotations from Abraham.